the dark times that we as a nation are experiencing in the cities across our land, I feel called to revisit a topic I covered in a morning devotion several weeks ago. At the time, it seemed generally relevant, but now in the brutal aftermath of the murder of George Floyd at the hands of a Minneapolis police officer, it now seems super relevant. So much so that it's worth a revisit. Now, it doesn't take an Oxford-trained economist or an Ivy League political scientist to figure out that us Americans are in the midst of a pivotal time in our 2,000-plus year history. Times are tough, and they seem to be getting tougher. What's more, it seems that we as United States citizens are struggling a bit with the united part. Things are becoming more divisive by the day. Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, black, white. No longer are these merely names of political parties, philosophical ideas, or descriptions of one's skin color. Like never before, they seem to be divisive labels, derogatory names spewed by Americans at Americans. Like I said, times are tough, and it's hard to know whose side is right, whose side is wrong, and what's a person to do, or better yet, what's a Christian to do, or better still, what would Jesus do? Well, the best way to figure out what Jesus would do is to crack open a Bible and see what Jesus actually did. Just pick any red-letter gospel story and you'll quickly see that Jesus was a master at looking beyond and tearing away labels and stereotypes. Take the centurion in Matthew chapter 8, for instance. To the Jews, this man was not a man at all, but rather a poster boy for oppression and brutality. Jesus, though, looked beyond the label and saw a man of faith pleading for the life of his dying servant. Jesus accepted the man because of his faith. And what about old Zacchaeus, the vertically challenged tax collector? As far as the Jews were concerned, tax collectors, labeled as traitors and extortionists, were the lowest form of human life. When Jesus came across Zacchaeus, all he saw was a fellow son of Abraham. Jesus saved him not because he was a tax collector, but because of his faith. And then there's a Samaritan woman at the well. This poor woman was covered with labels. A woman, a lowly Samaritan, a seedy past, etc. Again, Jesus looked beyond all that and saw only a woman thirsting for meaning and truth in her life. So, if Jesus were a 21st century American, what would he do? Well, my guess is he'd handle things the same way today that he did back then. He'd look beyond our petty American-made labels and see only Americans. And what's more, he'd look beyond our nationality and see only people. He'd look beyond race and see only people. People in need of a Savior. Now more than ever, maybe we should do the same. Keep on looking up, keep on praying and caring for one another. God's got this, and we'll see you tomorrow.